Hey everyone, I'm Boris from Restless Off-Road, and in today's video, we're going to be installing a rear tube bumper for the 5th Gen 4Runner. Let's get to it. Okay, for this install, you are going to need a few tools. You're going to need a 17mm for the hitch bolts. You're going to need a 10mm for the bumper. Also, a flathead screwdriver for the bumper clips. You're also going to need, if you have some form of a factory towing package or whatever, the bolts on the side of the frame that hold that in place will be 2 12mm if you have it. If not, then you're fine, just a 17mm will work. And you're also going to need a 13mm for the bumper hardware. Also, if you have a impact, that'd be a lot easier. If not, a ratchet would work. Same thing for this. If you have a ratchet, that'll work, but obviously the batteries are much quicker. You're also going to need some form of cutting tool. I like to use these. This is a lot cleaner and it's a lot easier to cut the bumper with something like this. You can use an angle grinder. Just be aware that you are going to have the bumper pieces fly at you. And they are hot, so I recommend wearing long sleeves and eye protection because you don't want one of those pieces to get into your eye. You're also going to need a angle grinder with a flap wheel. The flap wheel is to clean off the debris that the angle grinder or this cutter will leave behind. It just makes the cleanup process easier and makes the cut look legit. All right, let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna start installing the tube bumper for the 5th Gen 4Runner. I already took the liberty on cutting it just so I can give you guys measurements to go off of. So for the first measurements, we're gonna start off on this bumper line. We're gonna put the measuring tape in the crack and then work your way down. Let's see, so the first measurement is 13 and 5/8. 13 5/8. Next measurement, let's go towards the middle. It's gonna be 13 and a half. Go towards the back right here before the curb. It's gonna be 13 and a quarter. I recommend you guys do like little dots where that measurement is. For example, something like this, and then just make a mark as you go, so on and so forth. That way you guys can get a straight edge and then just make a straight line and connect all the dots you've made. That way you can get a straight line, so on and so forth. The next line, we can make it here. Pick the corner. That's gonna be 5 and 5/8. Now we're going to use this line to get this measurement. And this is going to be 4 and a quarter. This line right here at the edge is gonna be 4 and a quarter as well. This one we're gonna go based off this piece right here. This piece is gonna be 2 and a quarter.
And then if you have this piece, you're gonna just go across this whole piece and measure 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 1/4 all the way. And then just make a line, connect the dots. You're gonna follow these same measurements on the other side. Get a straight edge, connect all the dots you've made, and make your cuts. So when I make my cuts, I use one of these pneumatic cutters. You can get these at Harbor Freight. These are air driven, so you will need an air compressor. I like using these because you can make fine cuts and the machine's not gonna go all over the place. And this is what I do all my bumper cuts with. So this is a very handy tool. I use a combination of this. And once the cuts are made, to clean it up, I'll use an angle grinder with a flap wheel and lightly just have the flap wheel clean up the debris. I'm not pressing up against it, I'm just letting the wheel do the work. I'm very lightly going over it. Not a heavy hand at all, super light. Cool. So since I already pre-cut it, we're gonna start installing the tire carrier back on with the tube bumper. I recommend, since this is a 3-piece, I honestly recommend just assembling the bumper first. It'll be a lot easier to assemble it that way, just due to minor warpage when it's welded. Things might move very minimally, but it'll be easier to assemble it on the ground and then installing it all together. I recommend using a friend for this too. So I'm gonna do it solo. You'll be able to see me doing it solo, and hopefully if you do it that way, you don't get hurt. But yeah, I'm gonna take the bumper off now. Install the bumper with the latch hook piece for the tire carrier. Put the bumper back on, and then reinstall the swing arm on this thing. All right, let's get to it. Alright, so I'm here solo, getting ready to install this bumper. Don't laugh. If you laugh, how dare you? But okay. Like I said earlier, I hope you have a friend to do this, because I'm over here by myself at the shop today. The way you would want to install this bumper is going to be, since there's an exhaust on this side, you're going to want to bring the bumper this way above the exhaust and then scoot it in, because the exhaust is in the way, so it's kind of like a funny movement you have to do to get it on. But besides that, it's pretty straightforward. Alright, here I go. Definitely what I'm going to do is pick it up, put the bumper up against the frame, and put one of these 17 mil bolts in through the bottom to hold the bumper in place, and then work my way to the sides and so on and so forth. Alright, let's get it. It's kind of tricky, it's kind of heavy, but if you're doing this solo, remember, you chose this life. sides. We have a tire carrier. This piece is gonna go over the bumper, like so. And like I showed you guys in the swing out installation, line up the bolts in the center. And then tighten it down. Go. That's the install. Now to put everything back in place. Sweet. Here she is. Now to bolt the bumper back down in place.
Now that will conclude the installation process for our 5th gen 4Runner rear tube bumper. I hope this video helped and you guys were able to get that installed properly. If you guys have any questions, definitely email us at restlessoffroad@gmail.com. If you guys want to view more of our products, definitely go to restlessoffroad.com. Also follow us on Instagram at restlessoffroad. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed the video.